At the CBRN Operations Research Institute we are convinced the capability of operating inside a contaminated combat zone is crucial for any infantryman. Of course armed forces could deploy armored vehicles or even remote-controlled drones to fulfill many tasks in such lethal environment. But we must be aware such technical equipment is quite vulnerable due to its electronic components. Those might be disturbed by radio interference, magnetic waves, or even attacked by computer viruses. Our goal therefore is to build up and train our recruits' skills and endurance in operating on long-range reconnaissance missions in full isolation and in a highly contaminated environment. This classified video material is from recent exercise fallOUTpost. Operators at squad in this maneuver was commanded to push forward in his heavy CBRN protective equipment and combat uniform to search a front zone for enemy troops and to install a temporary reconnaissance outpost out there. As a member of a future CBRN reconnaissance squadron, the operator had to perform those tasks without breaking the seals of his gas-tight protective suit. Our aim was to study how the recruit, who earlier has been deployed as a regular infantryman, would endure and move under the burden of the heavy, sweaty and cumbersome Zodiac suit. As it is typical to long-range reconnaissance missions, the operator had to cover a long distance before reaching his target zone. But Z Squad had to do this wearing the rubberized combat and protective uniform we compiled at the Institute, breathing against the resistance caused by the multi-layered filter of his combat gas mask. Furthermore, he had to wear an heavy ballistic torso protection and a FISD-style combat helmet. The weight of his backpack, on future missions used to carry survival, reconnaissance and combat equipment, was adjusted to another 15 kilograms. As it is typical for long-range reconnaissance missions in fully sealed CBRN protective equipment, the operator in addition had to carry the liquid reserve required to prevent lethal dehydration on his back all the way into the zone. Here we can see Z Squad is arriving at his reconnaissance target, an outlook tower which might have been used by enemy troops prior to leaving the contaminated zone. The operator, already at a certain point of exhaustion from his approach, had to show his skills in climbing up a slippery ladder to reach the tower's outlook platform. It is not only that to lift the weight of some 30 kilograms of protective equipment and payload up there, but we can see his movements are quite hindered by the cumbersome rubberized uniform and the limited field of view caused by the small gas mask visor. During future reconnaissance missions under live combat conditions, the CBRN operator would have to install a provisional outpost in that place to observe the area around for hostile troop movements for several hours or even days. In this training mission, operators at squad, due to his exhaustion, decided to start his retreat immediately. In fact, at the CBRN Operations Research Institute we first of all turn our attention to a drill-like training of our operators to perform a safe retreat under full CBRN protective posture. This urges them to start the retreat when recognizing the first signs of exhaustion from their body, such as dyspnea, tachycardia, lack of concentration, tiredness or fame. In fact, we must admit that there is still a long way of research and personnel training to overcome this issue of exhaustion. Our goal of course is to select and train operators who are both willing and capable to operate in their hermetically sealed Zodiac CBRN combat suits permanently. To follow our efforts in forging the future infantryman permanently operating, suffering, sweating and fighting in those fully encapsulating, hermetically sealed, and heavy combat suits, stay tuned to this channel.